So what is a jurisdiction clause? This is one of those clauses you'll often see at the end of your contract, either under miscellaneous or just general provisions at the end. It's called a jurisdiction or a venue clause, and it can become very important. And what it is a clause in the contract that says if there's a breach of the contract, if there's some kind of dispute, where are those disputes going to be heard? You could have a separate arbitration or mediation provision, but what we're looking for is where will that dispute be heard, and it will oftentimes set it in the location of one of the parties. So if you're located in Minnesota and your contract is with somebody in Texas, you will often want your jurisdiction clause to say that any disputes between the parties will be heard in a Minnesota court, maybe state, maybe federal court, or even an arbitration here in Minnesota. You don't want it to say that any disputes are going to be held in Texas, because then if there is a fight over a term of the contract, you've got to go from Minnesota to Texas and litigate in a state that's far away. We usually, when we're drafting these contracts for our clients, want to make sure we're taking care of what we would call like a home field advantage. We want that jurisdiction clause to say that any disputes are going to be in your local jurisdiction, not a few states away where you don't have any contacts, where you'd have to find an out-of-state attorney to represent you and your interests. So that jurisdiction clause is at the end of the contract. Not everybody reads through to the end, but make sure you're checking to figure out where any disputes are going to be heard.